Sketching graphs requires careful thought with the data you're asked to present. The following example is about a truck driver who drove from Edmonton to Jasper. He traveled at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour for the first half hour of the drive, which began at 17:30. By 1800, he had reached the main highway. He increased his speed to 85 kilometers an hour for the next 2 hours. He then slowed to 30 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes due to construction. Then the driver increased his speed back to 85 kilometers an hour for an hour. The driver slowed to 80 kilometers an hour for the final hour of the trip to Jasper because it got dark. Based on the information provided, it is best to start by organizing your data into a table of values. The driver traveled at a speed of 60 kilometers an hour for the first half hour of the drive. He increased his speed to 85 kilometers per hour for the next 2 hours. He then slowed to 30 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes due to construction. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. Next, the driver increased his speed back to 85 kilometers an hour for an hour. The driver slowed to kilometers per hour for the final hour of the trip to Jasper because it got dark. It is recommended that a grid or graph paper is used to sketch a graph of the data to keep your data presentable and easy to read. Draw the horizontal and vertical axes and label each axis according to the information or variable it represents. For this data, the horizontal axis is traveling time using the 24-hour clock, and the vertical axis is speed of the truck in kilometers per hour. Giving the graph a title is important, as the title describes the specific type of relation you are graphing. Choose a scale for each axis. The scale chosen for the vertical axis is 20 kilometers per hour for every other increment. The 24-hour time clock scale is every half hour starting at 17:30. Note that an axis break is used to exclude the values that are not part of the data. Plot the data on the graph as ordered pairs. Recall that the travel starts at 17:30 at 60 kilometers per hour. So half an hour from there is 1800, and the truck increases its speed to 85 at this point and travels at 85 for 2 hours, and so on. Depending on the context of the data, the points on the graph may be connected with a line. The points on this graph are connected since most vehicles take less than a minute to accelerate or decelerate. The increases and decreases in speed on the graphs look like vertical lines with an undefined slope when they actually have a slight slope. How many hours did the whole trip take? The trip from Edmonton to Jasper took 4 3/4 hours. What time did the truck arrive in Jasper? The truck arrived in Jasper at 22:15 or 10:15 p.m.